Okay, it's a Wednesday evening, and I haven't done a video for a long time. I know, I started a lot of videos like that these days. I figured I should do one today, because next week's going to be busy, and 2 weeks after that I'm going to be out of town. So, I got 3 questions from someone recently, and I'll answer them out of order. The last one was about cell phones in Japan, and they heard rumor that foreigners can't get cell phones in Japan. True and not true. I have a Japanese cell phone, so it's not true. To get a Japanese cell phone, you have to have a residency card and or a credit card. Though I'm not sure about the credit card these days. They've gotten much more stringent about the rules since Nova collapsed, and there were a whole bunch of people who couldn't pay their bills and had to leave the country. So several cell phone companies lost a lot of money on that. Most cell phone companies, they'll let you get a cell phone if you have a residency card. They'll make you sign a contract that says you'll keep the phone for a year or 2 years, depending on the company. SoftBank, it's 2 years. au, it's at least a year. I don't know what it is for Docomo. If you break the contract with SoftBank, you have to pay up to the rest of your contract. With au, no matter when you break your contract, it costs you $100. Which actually I did during study abroad, and I wasn't the only one. A whole bunch of us got cell phones, got contracts, paid the sign-up fee, stayed for 8 months, and then had to pay $100 at the end of it. Which, because the time lag in getting a cell phone, it was more cost-effective to pay the $100 and get off that plan, or to get it dropped rather than just pay it out to a year and then stop. And other than that, anyone who's staying for a shorter time than at least a year, or doesn't have the residency card, oftentimes you can get a pay-as-you-go cell phone. People on short trips here also get rental cell phones at the airport, which are much more expensive, but to have someone be able to send you messages and to be able to get in touch with someone is oftentimes really important. So 2-week trips, especially people on business trips, do that a lot. And then the other 2 questions were about Japanese driver's license. And the first one was, did I get one? Yes, I did. I have my Japanese driver's license. The second question was, what's that involve? It's a royal pain in the ass. In a lot of places. Depends on where you go. I have a friend who went down Wakayama. You have to get it in wherever you're registered as a resident. You have to be registered as a resident first. So I have a friend who's down in Wakayama. I wanted to do mine in Wakayama. Should have done that before. People who I was dealing with were kind of lazy about it. One of them works for the police department down there, and he was like, yeah, whenever, and then he kept putting it off, and then I got busy at the end of the year and it didn't work out. So my friend who went down there had someone coaching him through the whole thing, and friends with him drove the whole course with him once and then let him drive it, and he just aced the test. It's a piece of cake. Not so in my case. The guys who do the testing, just north of Osaka City, are a bunch of really bored old men who don't feel they get enough respect and take it out on all the people who come to take their test. First time I took the test, I started out, made it partway around the course, which you have to memorize the course. I did whole videos on this, I never posted them. You have to memorize the course. They give you a sheet. Start at the beginning. They make you take a paper test, then give you the days you can come in, make you make an appointment, you pay for it in advance, then you come in on that morning, you have to come in early, you pay a rental car fee, so you're up to about $60 to $70 each time. And then, and you've got a piece of paper with a map, and that has the course you're supposed to drive. They don't have to tell you anything about it. You have to know every last turn, curve, and how, exactly where you should be on that course. If you don't know, they won't tell you, the course will be over. So I memorized that, started the course, did a bit, and I said, okay, go back. You didn't look at one of the lights. I did look. I just didn't have the proper stop when I looked for them. They gave me shit about, they told me that you had to stop with your bumper in the middle of the white line. In fact, you have to stop with your bumper before the first 3 feet, and you have to within 3 feet of the white line, but not touching it. And they're that particular about the whole thing. You have to be within a half meter of the curb when you make a turn. They make sure you look all directions at all times. And they tell you, when they give you the map, there are dots on it that, there's a little starting area, and then there's a dot. The course goes around the map, and it comes to a dot at the end. And I said, what are the dots for? And they said, well, that's where they're testing your driving. I said, oh, okay. The actual test is not in the starting area. Wrong. As you go in, they tell you the test starts once you're in the car, which is also wrong. Test starts before you get in the car. They're allowed to take points off if you don't look both directions in a very overt manner before you get in the car. You have to check all the tires. You have to check all the mirrors. You have to come up and pretend to check all the mirrors. You have to adjust the seat even if it's in the right place. So you can drive the course perfectly, and if you haven't done all that, they can just say, well, you missed some things. And they don't have to tell you. They start to tell you more and more as you take the course more times. Really, I found out more from asking other people. An older gentleman from Chile helped me out a lot. He gave me his map and all the instructions about where to go on the course, exactly where to be, because, where to be within, actually some places you have to be within 6 inches of the curb, basically. And also where to look. Someone from the DMV had written out for him directions. When you get to this corner, you have to look right, left, back left, turn, and look right as you turn. Something like that. I have it all written down still. I think it's right, left, back left, right, left as you turn. If you don't look all those directions as you do it, they can just start, they take points off. And there are all sorts of automatic fails here and there for touching the curb at the wrong place. Going over the edge of the curb on the S-turn or something. It's really nitpicky, obnoxious, and I'm probably never going to have to do it again. I'm glad about that. I really hated that place. So I think that's all for tonight. There haven't been a lot of videos about my life recently. It's been really busy. There's a lot about my job. I also don't feel that I can speak a lot about my job. It goes on in the company, business dealings. A lot of it's not things that I can tell. Not things that I can tell certain customers. I can tell certain things about what we're developing and what we're doing, but some things that are just not open yet. You can't say them. Can't talk about pricing, between customers. You can't talk about other business dealings. So a lot of the stuff I just can't talk about. Makes my videos pretty boring, doesn't it? And I don't feel I'm getting out enough. I'm getting out a fair amount, but not enough to have a lot of stories about it right now. I was out till 4 in the morning clubbing the other night. I don't know if you see me as someone who goes clubbing. I'm not, but I had a good time. Okay, that's all for now. Hope that's under 10 minutes.